All right, I think. Hold on, hold on. Let me make sure. All right. What's going on? We're about to, well, do a little bit of a Linux installation here. In the last episode or video live of me working with Linux, I did Linux Mint on my Nvidia 3050 laptop, and there were some issues. It had some nice features, as in I could technically share the games between my Windows partitions and my Linux partitions. However, there were some driver issues that I kind of ran into an interesting issue problem with where Linux Mint did not necessarily pre-install any of the particular drivers. And somebody said, hey, just do CachyOS. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to test out CachyOS, see how it ends in the world of Linux, how the actual installation is going to feel like. Because I've used Ubuntu's, I've used Linux Mints, I've played around with all kind of Debian-based systems, but I haven't quite dove into the Arch Linux type. I don't even say it right. So, and I'm going to show you how to do this, right? So anyone can install Linux Mint or Linux CachyOS Linux, or any Linux for that matter. It just takes a couple of steps that we need to configure, and we're going to go through the process now. So let's begin. First thing we want to do is download the ISO. For those that aren't aware, an ISO is just what used to be a CD. You remember the CDs? Those CD images? Yeah. Well, a CD that would normally get burned onto a CD can now be used as a file on its own called an iOS. ISO. Oh my God, Apple is infecting my brain. It's an ISO, which means that the whole image, the way that it would be normally burned onto a system, is actually put into a file that can be used in different places. Now, this is where the ISO can be downloaded from the CachyOS.org download space. And once you have it downloaded, there's a configuration step where we have to, well, if you have a CD drive, yeah, you can technically burn it on a CD, but who really has that anymore, right? I haven't really seen any CDs or drives in that matter. Uh, I think hold on. My desktop doesn't even have it. I think I used to have one, but I took it out or something happened, it broke. I don't remember. But if you have a CD drive, that's basically what you would do is burn it on the CD, pop it in, and then configure your starting process to access that. Now, for me, I'm going to be using the USB method. And in order to do that, I need a clean USB. For my case, let me kind of, yeah, I'll take it out. I have a little micro SD card in a USB adapter, so I can basically plug this into tablets as well and install these systems. But for my case right now, I'm going to be using the USB since my computer is essentially a USB first booting process. The next thing I need to do is, did I? Oh, I did have caching. No, I didn't. Oh, that's just a cache. Whatever. What I'm gonna do here is use YUMI exFAT. Okay, hold on. My partitioned USB is popping up. How's it going, Max? Welcome in. Let me drop in the chat real quick. Oh, if anyone wants to comment, say some words. Um, and what I'm going to do is kind of explore. Let's explore this YUMI setup USB real quick. Really, the first partition, it's two partitioned. The first partition is the boot process. The second par Hi, Max. Can you hear me? Hello. Hi. Yes, I responded to you. Uh, okay. All right. Um, cool. You can hear me. There's a lag, by the way. Like if you have never been on a live stream before, there will be a lag between when I get your message and when I reply. So be patient. That's one thing I tell all my peoples. Be patient. I will reply, and especially in these streams where I'm actually doing programming, coding, stuff like this, I'm gonna reply. But if I'm playing games, probably not gonna reply. So enjoy my gaming, but for these cases, I do definitely promote any sort of questions you may have. So one of these partitions is going to be this little booting process. This is where the actual USB starts to boot. and then throws it over to the second partition where all the files are kept, meaning, let's see, my YUMI Linux ISOs, the Windows ISO, system tools. Basically, I have a pretty set up USB here. It is 128 gigabytes, and I have a good amount of, um, well, ISOs and systems in here. Right now, I have Linux Mint, Fedora, but I don't have caching. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our YUMI exFAT setup to attach Cachy. Now, Cachy is a Arch Linux based system. So what I need to do is I couldn't find it in here. I couldn't find Cachy. So I basically selected Arch Linux. For that, I'm going to be using the ISO that I just downloaded from the current case. I thought I downloaded it. Where to download to? It did download there. It did. Oh, it won't identify it. Ugh. Okay, hold on. It's not gonna identify it with the Arc because it's looking for an Arch Linux based system. So I guess I gotta go to a try unlisted one. Try unlisted ISO. There we go. Then I can go to downloads. There it is right there. So now I've selected the ISO and I'm going to basically create another entry point from a USB to boot into this system. And I'm going to be running it on this exact computer, so there's not going to be any changes. I'm going to reboot this, and you'll see everything happen in live as we set up all the processes necessary. So I'm going to click a create button. It's going to be very quick. Nothing crazy here. It's going to go straight through. And boom. Once it moves that over in about 2 minutes, sometimes Windows likes to lie to me and says 1 minute, and then goes to 5, then goes to 10, then goes to the 1,000 hours. But this should be pretty quick. It's a 3 GB file. Now, what it's going to do is it's basically just going to move it onto my YUMI partition, right? It's going to be right here in the Linux once it throws itself over, and then it begins the process there. We'll have it set up in our USB. So this is the first thing you want to do to basically activate. Like there's other many different ways to set this up. There's a lot of different bootloaders that you can put on a USB. But this is the main way you'll basically do it if you decide to play around with a lot of different Linuxes. Maybe you're not sure what you want on your computer and you just want to test stuff out. But is that really just for Linux? No. I have some system tools on here. I have RescueZilla, some other password recovery systems, and essentially it's just a sense of a tool set that basically any IT guy should have, or gal, right? No discrimination on gender. So anyone should have this if you're playing around with computers with a technical world. This is really IT stuff. So it's a great to have a little dedicated USB, 64 gigs, put in some tools inside and let it run in a way where you can actually use it for restoring systems, helping your friend out when he forgot his password, or all kinds of different things. But there's a lot of tools that we can go over in the future. Let me know if there's any tools you'd like to see in the future. So here we're about a minute in. Once this is done, since my computer is essentially almost set up, what we're really looking for is to set up a boot process in the BIOS. This is going to be a straightforward process, but for many, when you go into your boot system, you're going to see this little very old looking screen. For some, depends on the computer, but this is where you can set up some boot order processes, meaning what does the computer look for first when it tries to boot up the system? For this, we have to be in the boot tab, so this is not the boot tab. Let me see the boot tab. There it is. So you see something of a similar fashion here. You can set up your CD DVD drive to be the boot sequence primary. Your SATA will be your hard drive, SATA or any other connection you may have. Yeah, dude, DuckDuckGo is the best. I'm not a very I actually use search most of the time, right? I use search Sear XNG. Let me see if I still have that open somewhere. I have a local search, actually. If it's running, it's not really running right now. I have to run it on Docker. But basically, I have a local search. system as well. I have to keep it running in the background, but sometimes I restart, do some stuff, and I forget to turn it on. But if you're ever interested, if you want to like literally like DuckDuckGo, don't get me wrong, it's really good. But if you wanted to go even further and have your own search engine on your computer, use Seer XNG. This is an absolutely fantastic local system, no ads, and you can attach it to AIs and other basically programming systems. Like when I'm building my little AI bot, the biggest issue is when I'm going on websites trying to give it the fetch ability to download a website. These websites are starting to be very clever about how they identify bot traffic versus human traffic. So it's really difficult to go directly to a search engine, get the bot to type in something, and then actually have the bot return because there's like captchas, there's all these things in the way. So the one workaround I found is using Seer XNG to basically be able to give me those search results without having to do captchas, without having all these anti-bot measures. And basically the AI can safely, easily go through and search the internet using this localized search engine. So that's a video that I do have on my channel. So if you do like this kind of content, computer stuff, if you want to localize your whole workflow without having to touch all the ad infested internet, and honestly, the dead internet theory is coming alive. So if you do like this kind of content, do like and subscribe and stay tuned for future sessions that we'll have on a lot of different subjects. For today, I've got my cache set up on my YUMI USB. So now it should be in my Linux ISOs potentially. Let me see. Next. Would you like to add more? No, thank you. Oh, it would be on other, wouldn't it? Unlisted. Okay, so there it is. So last time I had the Bazite set up, which actually works well. The Bazite NVIDIA ISO has a particular um, already set up driver. Cool. Thanks for joining. Don't, join in the future. We'll have plenty of talks and ask any questions that are technical in chat, and I'll be able to give you an answer. But of course, be patient, right? Because there's a little lag in between. So the Bazite version of, or the NVIDIA version of the Bazite ISO operating system version has the drivers built in. So it actually worked really well. I didn't quite like it because I like more access to my internal system, and Bazite does do a really good job kind of separating the user from the admin, which is good for the regular folks. But for me, I'm a little bit more on the technical folks side. So it's good. I like it. I do recommend people that are really migrating away from Microsoft, Microslop, and want to still play their video games. They can use the Bazite NVIDIA operating system and install it and basically have it set up. See you later. Thanks for joining again. Like and subscribe. You know. But if you just want a working system, that's safe, Linux, generally speaking, like I can say safe for Linux because about 80%, if not more, of the internet is Linux, right? So you got to ask the question, why is everyone hosting their whole internet on mostly, well, maybe now it's less, maybe like 75 or something, but why is the internet Linux based? Well, it's because it's open source, it's constantly being patched. There's less and less vulnerabilities on the open market when people have access to the system to fix it. Versus Microsoft, who used to have like 1,000, 2,000 people working on their patches, and even less now because they've dedicated 30% of their dev team to an AI coding slot machine. So that's why we're having so many issues. Lunix, welcome to the Lunix stream. Lunix on the way. Do you know the way? I know the way. I will show you the way. All right, so I've got my cache set up on my USB. We're gonna do literally a live install. Um, the reason, and let me just kind of give you the full throttle here. Why am I even doing this? And I'm leaning more and more towards like even splitting my partitions on my laptop because it's the powerhouse of a laptop. I'm trying to set up OpenClaw, and it works all right on my Windows as far as just a chatbot is concerned. But OpenClaw is meant to have all these extra tools that lets my chatbot integrate more and more features that can call me on Discord or set up some macro systems and use the shell environment and all kinds of things like this. Windows doesn't let me do that. So I was like, hey, okay, I know there's this little WSL, the Windows subsystem for Linux. And I installed it, and here it is. It's a little Ubuntu window terminal, and I'm trying to run my little OpenClaw. And by the time it does actually process the OpenClaw gateway terminal command, which should take like 10 seconds, I guess Windows likes to just look through and patch and scan every little command that goes through the WSL system, the Windows subsystem for Linux, or I guess that's what they named it. And it slows it down. Like what would take 10, 15 seconds in this window takes like 30 minutes, and it's ridiculous. Not only that, I'm having issues communicating on the network from the subsystem to my main windows to connect to my Olama so that my OpenClock can use my existing Olama AI interface and API. And it just, oh my God. So I'm like, you know what, Windows, I hate you. I've hated you. I've had a passion for hating you. And it just grows deeper and deeper with every time I try to do a project in Windows. So this is one of those reasons that I'm essentially migrating or trying to move more and more of my stuff, my development into the Linux environment, a pure Linux environment, nothing weird like this. But anyway, I digress. I'm going to close that out. This is my little agent MD file bootstrap. So step one, ISO. Step two, put it in the USB using YUMI, Bootloader. Um, there's a bunch of bootloaders. What's the other boot that I have? There's the UNet bootloader. There's a bunch of different ways you can basically attach a ISO onto a USB boot. I like YUMI because I can do multiple systems at once, which is very convenient for tools and other things like this. For the case is 2, 3, now we reboot. Right, so we have the USB plugged in, it's set up with our ISO. Now we go ahead and do a reboot, and we will reboot through our USB. And let me just restart all of this stuff here. And I think this is a point in time, the screen, will it? Yeah, it should show some stuff. At some point, it'll go blank for a second because it is working through a graphics interface, graphic video card, and the BIOS won't be sending a signal. Oh my God, this is also why I hate on this. Oh my God, just restart, close everything, just kill everything and restart. Why? Why must we do this dance on a restart? Why? I'm like so close to just holding the power button. You know that move? Hold the power button for a good 30 seconds. Oh, there we go. Thank you so much. Okay. You gotta threaten it sometime with a little love, a little reset. Maybe try plugging it and unplugging it and plugging it back in again. All right. My PC starting up. I should probably see, this is the part that you probably won't be able to see until the BIOS sets up the connection for the HDMI share. So at the moment, it's just a blank screen. Uh, Minimal bash-like import. GRUB. Okay, hold on. Not working out. It is in my USB. It's working through the USB right now. It did a little thing. It rebooted. You can call me after, bud. Busy at the moment. Not doing this right now. So let me see. Reset. I believe it was F1. I gotta press F1, F11, F12. Some of these particular boot options when your computer turns on, so you can access the boot sequence. You won't be able to see it on the screen because it is before post. So it's not F1 on my computer. Every computer is different. Let me do F12. I keep forgetting which one it is because I don't do this very often. F12, come on, give me F12. Oh, gotta get, aha, okay, cool. So, all right, so F12 gives me, here, I'll kind of, can I show? Does it, let me see. The little camera here, let me do the camera thing. No, no, there we go. So we're in this move, this little screen here, right? So we've got our boot options, and I'm going to be doing the USB. It's at the very end, technically. That's the USB that I have plugged in, and that's the bit that I'm going to be loading on my operating systems from. Oh, my camera is going to get funky. All right, come on. Come on, give me a little bit of a stability here. Come on. All right, there we go. And then using that, there we go. Oh, I might as well show this too, right? It's basically going to be the process on the camera a bit. Then I get this little window here. What do I want to boot into with the little penguin, the little teeny tiny cute penguin over here? You look at that? Yep. So I'm going to go to my unlisted ISOs, and there's my CachyOS ISO that I've patched into my boot sequence. Then that should begin our normal boot sequence. Oop. There's a little thingy-mabobber here. I'm gonna do the CachyOS normal, and then we should start seeing the response. Get a little bit of a hacker terminal here. Oh no, job turned off, integrity, init not found. Uh-oh. Well, there it is, the starting point of problems. Okay, well, hold on a second. What do you mean init not found? Start X. No, reboot. Shut down. Power off. Power box, busybox, sh, ventoy. Ventoy. What am I doing in a ventoy system? Init not found. Okay, that's an odd one. Maybe I have to dedicate a different installation process for that USB. Let me check another one. Oh, love it, love it. So Ubuntu, Fedora, Windows Boot, USB. Let me try another system here, unlisted. Let me do CachyOS again. Let's do grub mode. I think that was a problem. I didn't do grub mode because right now my system is balancing out two pieces. Yeah, yeah, now it's working. Now it's doing it right. So I hate Windows. How many times can I say that? I think it's working right now. Windows likes to take over the whole hard drive as well as your operating system, so they have their own version of a bootloader. And when you try to mess around with the bootloader that's defaulted, well, they start to mess with process of bootloading. So I have a primary first entrance into a grub-based bootloader, which then can take me to Linux or to Windows. If it goes to Windows, then it activates the Windows bootloader, and then it has another boot sequence that tells me, oh, do you want to do your first Windows partition, your second Windows partition, or your Linux partition? So I have to kind of like underlay Linux at the very beginning so that when it boots up, this is a case scenario for like multi-booting and playing more technical. But if you're going to be installing it as a actual replacement for your Windows, who cares? I just hate it so much that, dude, oh my God, Microslop is really, really setting the record, really setting the record for worst possible like streak of choices. And I will say, it began after that UEFI requirement system. I always turn UFI. I turn that off because if you're in an office environment, yeah, I see the point. But if I'm in my home with my own systems and I'm touching my own computer, who's gonna get into and plug in something and try to hack me when I'm right there next to the computer, right? So like, there's some extra unnecessary precautions being taken. They should have like corporate level systems where they have UFI and it's required and etc. But you shouldn't have consumers and basic developers have to deal with that crap, when you're working on your own system. Let's see. Let's see. So I'm still loading. It's loading everything in RAM. So okay, the process here is because I'm using a USB, it's taking the system, the 3 gigs, putting them in RAM. So now it's going to run the whole system from RAM. It's not going to be installed. I can play around with the Linux system completely without saving or making any changes to my original system. So right now it's just copying everything to RAM, which is done. Tells me welcome to CachyOS. Thank you, thank you. Loading up Nvidia. Perfect, perfect. Nvidia's popping up here. We're starting to see, there we go. Now we're starting to see the actual booting process. You can see my hacker terminal here, as everyone likes to refer this to that. I am hacking my own computer. Starting job. So it's basically going to start up the process. Now, with luck, because I do have an NVIDIA system, I will be able to easily, and this is a test, I can install Linux Mint pretty quickly, pretty easily on my AMD-based graphics system. And it works flawlessly. Literally no driver install, everything works perfect. The thing I'm looking for here, because I haven't installed Cache before. The thing I'm looking for here, what? What is that? Extend to left. Oh no, don't extend. Where are you? Duplicate, duplicate. Oh no. Give me this on the main screen. Okay. Looking clean so far. Launch installer. Although I'm unable to start online installation. No internet. Okay, that makes sense. So let me do something here. Where? Okay. So I am technically in my system. Which DE, which do you would you suggest for CachyOS? Ask that again. Best thing about Linux, we can test drive it like a car. Yeah, a Windows. Throw it in the bin. Exactly. A Windows. Windows is a binge dose. Binge myself from this crap. So, primary device resolution, refresh rate, proficiency, replica, full screen windows. Where is my display copy? This is different. So I am going to be looking around here. I'm looking at this right now because I'm trying to combine these screens. I'm trying to figure out how to do a duplicate screen. Right now it's doing a split screen. Device enabled, device unenabled. Identify screens. Yeah, okay, those are those. Great. But I want to duplicate. Color accuracy, refresh orientation, launch, scale, apply. Is it not here? Switch desktop on Edge. It has a really good set of settings, honestly. I'm looking at this, it's very nice. Device primary, into built-in screen primary, yeah? Okay, now I can actually see some stuff. Nice, it's nice. Ah, which desktop environment? Personally, I'm a fan of the old GNOME 2.0 before Shell came out. So I'm not even too sure which one I'd like to start with. It's something that I'm going to play around with potentially in future videos. I'm trying to just set up the display desktop wallpaper. Display. Hmm. Nice. I'm actually like really liking this so far. Let me connect to my network real quick. If I can remember what my password was. I don't do this too often. All right, I found it. I remembered it. Now, scaled crop positioning new. Display configuration. Yeah, yeah. The app, like, look, I'm not here for an app store. Come on, like you can probably find yourself a better app store. I'm a person that downloads from and installs from GitHub. I install from compiling from source code. Like you tell me about an app store, I'm just gonna be like, meh. Uh, Bye Leopard. I'll see you later. I'll let you know when I'm ready for some Minecraft streams. We have more. Yeah, that's true. I did see the options for that. For a lot of different arrangement for desktop environments. I guess that's what you mean by DE. I don't quite use that very often, but I shall. Built-in screen. Oh, oh. Can I? Couldn't apply configuration negative that is not supported. I think my resolutions are off. Is that why you're not letting me? Hmm. Let's make them smaller resolutions here. Oh no, there's 100% scale. You put this up. Why would you put? Don't replicate. Ah, there we go. Okay, so there was a scaling issue. There we go. All right. Nope, not what I wanted, but that's close, I guess. You're not really seeing it. So it's still two screens. Replica up? Replica? Replicated by the other input. Where's just duplicate screen? Why is that not just a thing? I mean, I can install it on the side here. So I've already connected. Let me just get close onto this. No single EFI working. I have made also for my Dell Precision. Um, uh, 2-in-1 AMD hybrid GPU. Now what to do? Working, I have made also my Dell Precision 5530 2-in-1. So it's like a screen, right? It's basically a screen AMD hybrid GPU. Now what to do? I mean, if you're a gamer, install Steam. I don't know. You have any particular issues? But I would install Steam right away. Oh, for Mac OS. Hmm. Ooh, I mean, you probably have an Intel-based Mac if it's working for you, because I don't think the A4 chips and the A chips in general work very well. Can I duplicate this, please? Why isn't it letting me duplicate two screens at one? Oh, anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna have to zoom into my secondary screen here. Hold on. So I can see what's happening, because you guys get to see one side of it, and I get to see the other side of it, but it won't let me open source projector, new window. Huh? Oh, that's not the one. Narvi vid clean. Okay, there it is. All right, so I'm gonna have to step off a chat for a second because I'm using my screen now to launch install. All right, so this is the installation of Cachy, right? USB or ISO. Step one, get the ISO. Step two, burn or mount it onto a USB based launcher. Okay, it's popping up on this screen. Perfect. Now I gotta move stuff around. After you pop it into your USB launcher, keep the USB plugged in, restart your computer. What? 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 Where's English? Why are you putting me here? And then when you restart, you have to make sure you use your bootloader on your BIOS, which you can always look online. Everyone's got a different one. There it is. American English. All right, perfect. And from there, you can set up you can choose to boot into your USB. From there, you're essentially just going to start up the operating system. I GRUB worked for me because I have a primary GRUB system set up. So use the GRUB option, you know, launch your CachyOS, use the GRUB option. Uh, that's my DNS Nassau. That's my VPN going to all over the place. Okay, so what is this? Is this it? CachyOS installer. These are different installers too. That's cute. Oh, this is for the bootloader. Okay, okay. So I'm gonna keep it a GRUB. I have a GRUB and I'm gonna keep it a GRUB. Now, here's where we work with the difficulties. I have multiple setup. This is my backup window. This is my main hard drive. I need to manually partition this. Now, again, if you are going to just wipe your hard drive, you're picking number one, or really replace or erase the disk. You're picking number three, erasing everything starting from scratch. If you want to use Windows and Linux, you're picking option one. Then you can it'll half and half it for you, or as much as available space is available. I have a very complicated system. Once I find my partitions, SSD, Evo. Is this even on? Okay, no, that's the one. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I have a complicated set of partitions where I've split almost everything into its own nice little space. My last extension 4 is over here. So I'm going to erase my previous Linux installation. I'm going to create a mount point of slash. I'm going to give it about, probably going to give it what, 20? Yeah, I'm going to give it 20. I think again, this is where I really need to like reorganize, back everything up and reorganize my partitions because the main concept here is that I have Windows as my main, but I've been very much against using Windows and using it less and less for that matter ever since micro slops started becoming a thing. So I've essentially, the slash would be good there. So I need to reallocate some space with a different main system in mind. But for now, this is how I'm going to do this. So normally you're gonna have a boot space, you're gonna have a home space, you're gonna have all kinds of different allocations. But for me, I just need these two in between there. I think that's sufficient. EFI partition is necessary. Configure EFI system partition. Go back, select create suitable system. EFI. Meh, boot. Oh yeah. Well, isn't that in the slash though? Must be mounted on. Hmm. Hmm. What's that in the background? System must be at least 512. Okay, so I have to make a new space then. Hold on. Delete, create, weird. Need to create a boot space on its own. So this is going to be 19 math. 19.0, 19.5, 19.400. Let's do that. Do the slash. And then on the empty space here, I'm going to create a boot EFI. Do I need it to be still extension 3, yeah? Any specific? Okay, system. The file system must have a type FAT32. File system must have a flag. Okay, so mer. So it's got to be FAT32. Got it. All right. Not often do I separate all of my mount points this intricately. So boot EFI FAT32. I'm guessing that makes sense because it has to interact with the booting process, and that's the universal partition. And this is a boot flag. Wait, did I not? Did I not? Did I misspell it? Booty. Ah, I put booty. Oh God. Thanks. Great. Love it. I put my booty. My booty's gonna be logging in. EFI. Yeah, let's do it again. God. Boot. Booty. Booty boot. Booty boot boot boot. I don't feel like labeling it. There we go. All right. Now we get to pick. So let's see. What do I want? No. Ew. Gnome shell. Plasma. I like plasma, but it's just so heavy. I don't like it that much. I love XFCE though. That really does save processing space, but it's so simple. Let's see what else we have. Don't know what that is. DSPWM? Hmm. Uh, Budgie. That's a gnome. This is like a basic gnome. I like it. I can tell the gnome foot in the bottom left. Cinnamon. I do like cinnamon. Linux Mint did a really good job with the operating system, so I might pick cinnamon with the user interface, I mean. Cosmic looks fancy. What was that one where your windows are like basic focused? I think this is the one. i3 window manager, no icons, just splitting everything in different spaces. I kind of want that. Tiling, yeah, the tiling window manager. Kind of want that, but I kind of don't. Hyperland? Is this a Wayland branch? Because I don't like Wayland. Wayland's trying to get dramatic. Too much drama between GNOME and Wayland. I'm not a fan. LXDE also nice, lightweight. LXQT. Oh, it's like a QT, a full QT interface. I do like programming in QT. Hmm. Uh, oh, I kind of want you guys. This flashbacks to Ubuntu like 16, man. Microslops, fucking Microslop. This is a flashback. This is such a flashback back to like Ubuntu 16, Ubuntu 12.04, the law LTS, man. 2012, where things was still made sense. Oh, the flashback is hurting. It's hurting hard. Oh, it's hurting hard. I think I found it, but let's look around a little more and see what else we got. Open box. Isn't that's what? No, Kali doesn't use this exactly. I do like open box. It looks clean. The right click seems to be intricate, but I don't like heavy like right click menus. It's kind of like the XFCE right click menu. It's just too much for a right click. There's another Q tile. That's the one where, yeah, you manage everything in these little windows. I like the idea. I still feel like I can be a little bit more organized with icons. Sway doesn't tell me much. Sway really doesn't tell me much. Hold on, what's Sway about? Okay, so it looks like the actual system right now is using Plasma. It looks like it's using the Plasma KDE interface. So let's see what Sway GUI is about. Oh, because this little screenshot doesn't really tell me much. Is there more screenshots in here? Can you? Nope. Nope, it's not telling me much. Okay, hold on. Let's see what it looks like. Nope, come back. Open a new window. Oh, all right. Simplistic is fine. It's cool. It's cute. It's all right. How does the anything work here? Let's see. Open a new tab. No. Open image in new tab, please. Oh, it's so fast. Oh, it's so fast. I love how quick it's working right now. So nice. It's cool. Way is it's pretty spiffy. This is the Linux Mint version of Sway. It's not bad. It's like I don't know. I like slash am indifferent. You know what I mean? Like I like these, but it also kind of keeps me on the meh, everything looks like this sort of route. Yeah, I would use a tiling manager. Let me get to chat because I've had to like full screen the little thing here. Um, I would like to use window managers, like the tiling managers, if I was working on like 2005 PC, and I wanted to just suck out as much power as I could from it. Then I don't care about the icons. I'll probably be using that PC for a particular specific reason. And went greater than okay, hot takes. All right. Uh okay, drop for everyone in here, drop your top three GUIs right now in order from best that you love to yeah, make it from best you love, number one, medium, two, could care less. It's all right. Three, completely hate it, never use it. One, two, three. Drop them in chat. I want to see what your opinions are. Uh, let me also expand you guys so you can show your hot takes. Come on down. Tell me what you think. Hot take. Tell me your hot takes. Tell me your hot takes. Number one, best you will always use. Number two, couldn't care crap about it. It's all right. And number three, avoid it with my life. Those are your three choices. Which one's your top? Which one's your meh? And which one's the fuck out of here? Kitty, gnome, cinnamon. Really? Okay, okay. Whoa, okay. No, I thought that was your take. Never mind. Maybe it's a little laggy. I'm waiting for you guys to give me a little insight on your opinions. Number one, I will use, this is what you will do, right? This is your opinion. Number one, I'll use with all my life. Number two, I'll touch it if I have to. And number three, you have this, I'm never fixing your computer. GUIs. Go. Hyperland, OpenBox, Terminal, Wayfire. Just doesn't work for me. Fair enough, fair enough. Fair enough. Hyperland, Hyperland. Hyperland's popping up, huh? You guys like it? I see one on the Hyperland scale. No, you're not banned from stream. You're fine. You're good. You're good. I'm getting opinions on GUI, graphic user interfaces. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Liven up a little bit. We got Aaron, Azure. Azure is on here. Aaron, I think, said KDE GNOME Cinnamon, but I think he's just specifically saying to use that one specific. I don't think those are his preferences. Number one GUI you will always use with if you're, you know, you save it. You jump in front of a live bullet to save that GUI. Number two, don't care. I'll use it if I have to. Number three, not if my life depended on it. What GUIs do you guys prefer? A little bit dramatic, I know, but you know, that's what we're doing here. Getting a little dramatic. Get a little drama in chat. Anyway, while you're all debating your GUI preferences, I'm gonna move to the next. What's after Sway? So Wayfire down here. Let's see what that is. UK? UKUE is a lightweight desktop environment. Which resource? Oh, its visual appearance is very. Oh, you know what though? I do miss Windows 7. I do wish, wish. I wish I missed 7 or 10 or 11 as much as I did 7. But 7 was the epiphany. We should have just kept patching that sucker up. Okay, we got another. Aaron's got Hyperland Mango. I've heard of Mango. I've seen Mango. Cinnamon third. Okay, okay. All right. Do I know the character Susan the Raven? No, I don't know. We're talking Linux right now. Leopard, I'm sorry. But stay on subject, my dude. I know you like to chat, but you gotta kind of keep up with the subject at hand. I don't think you know too much Linux, but I can teach you, right? We have sessions that we can work Linux with. So that's a thing I can teach you if you're interested. And remember, Linux is just the alternate to Mac and to Windows. But right now, chat's talking about Linux. Mac? Eh? Meh? Mac? Mac is a meh for me. I'd rather install Windows on a Mac, to be honest. And what's the last one here? Wayfire? Wayfire, Wayland. Again, I'm getting flashbacks to the Wayland and Gnome drama. And now we don't have a choice. Hacker news, interesting. Oh, Wayland is now stable and usable with Orca. All right, the screen viewer. All right, come on, don't do that crap. All right, let's do this because it's getting buggy. Excellent call out. Dbus management. More about compositors and different. They have freedom and implementation to different things. Find. I don't know about Wayland, you guys. I really don't know about Wayland protocol just because something existed. Oh, it was the no, it wasn't GNOME. It was the Wayland and Xorg drama. I do like the old school Xorg Xorg. I like the article isn't just about GNOME hate, but freely admit the frustration that the switch is being forced. Yeah, that's kind of the thing too. Like Wayland's being forced on us, and anytime anything's being forced, I really get skeptical about it, especially when there's like these dramatic. Karens going around talking about, oh, well, gnome this or xorg this or that, like all this kind of like drama always takes me to the person who's being focused on. Who are you trying to force us to go away from? I will go back to the underdog if I have to. App in a cage. Hmm. So the Wayland doesn't support xlib function calls. Well, 'cause that's an xorg system. If I have to switch to GTK, I don't have to rewrite xlib calls. Xwayland is still supported. Isn't libwayland client replacement? Piece of Wayland that I'm worried about, or rather key functionality that will need to be sorted out. Remote desktop, but not in the sense of access, rather fully in-memory accelerated composition for multi-user concurrent desktop sessions. That is another thing. Yeah, you can have multiple Xorg terminals logged into different users, so that's nice. I'm not sure how Wayland handles that. Second, Wayland is a perfect example of the second system effect and the sunk cost fallacy. X11 had problems, but instead of fixing them, developers threw the baby out with the bathwater. Wayland is a dead horse made edible by sufficiently fermentation and mobile toward finish line by declaring the rot. My God, are you trying to poetically like diss Wayland? Relax. You can't fix a protocol that simply isn't designed. Okay, X is designed for multiple remote terminals. Right. Fixing X would require a new protocol. Okay. Wayland also doesn't even remotely resemble anything that would be fit in modern hardware, graphic hardware. DMA buffers, DRM, direct rendering. See, that's kind of the thing. I think Wayland is a way for corpos to push us away from the open source, the typical classical open source factor, right? I'm still on the Xorg systems. No, that glitch effect was not awesome. I'm gonna give someone an accidental stroke. Sometimes I guess it's my video card. It's pretty cheap or something. I don't have the biggest hardware because I don't like. I'm not here to be like a fucking Mr. Beast or whatever. Um, I'm here to teach. I'm a teacher, but I like to get on and have a chat with you guys. GNOME, Mac OS is more stable. Yeah, if you want more Windows-ish, KDE Plasma. Yeah, see, yeah, KDE Plasma would be that kind of graphical upheave. But I'm such the gnome. I'm such a gnome guy. I'm 6'1", but I'm still a gnome at heart. You know what I mean? Like, explain. UKUI is lovely, but I've never tried it more than 1 week, so I can't make an opinion. That's fair. I haven't tried anything other than um XCFE, and this is me playing around with Linux heavily back in 2010, 12. XCFE, KDE Plasma back when it started. Oh, what was that GNOME? That what was that window manager? That was like an effect. It was on top of GNOME where you can like make your window burn up and stuff. Blazier. What was it called? Oh, that was so much fun. Your whole desktop becomes this virtual cube. Oh, those were sick days. Comp something. I forgot the name of it, but that's when I played around with most of this stuff, right? It was based on this, look what I can do on my computer. My windows are burning up. Yes, Comp is, dude. That was the day before we had all this. I mean, they built it in now, right? They built it into a lot of the UIs now with like the extra graphical composition. So that's nice. You can still get like, oh, my favorite was the little folding into an airplane, paper airplane, and phew. But it's nice that they're actually integrating it because Compass Barrel, I think, was the 3D cube. I remember that much. Those were really good stuff. Oh, see, I started my Linux exploration with Red Hat, believe it or not, when I was really getting into it. Mm, and then Red Hat became a little bit like the corpo side of Linux. Because I didn't know too much about any Linux. I learned about Red Hat in my IT class when I was doing what was it? Information technology certification stuff back in 2008, right? um, Learning about partitions and settings and Windows and stuff. And I heard about this whole Red Hat thing. I was like, oh, I never heard of that. So I tried it out. Then after that, I started learning about Ubuntu, about Puppy Linux. Oh, Puppy Linux. Who's used Puppy Linux in here? Puppy Linux was the best. It was like 50 megabytes Linux operating system. I used to use Ubuntu Unity. Yeah, Ubuntu Unity. That was a good one. I get the issue with Wayland being forced on us, but unlike WindOS shoving down updates and bloat. It's more like free stuff that we can choose to receive or return. Yeah, does our support have a choice? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's of course. That's the beauty of Linux. Like we all have our opinions. I have mine, you have yours. I'm not dissing yours. I'm stating mine. But everyone can choose what they want. I would try Wayland, but I don't feel like I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I'm gonna drop every single other option out there for Wayland. And of course, because I've heard of the drama between Xorg and Wayland, it makes me kind of like, like Windows Recall guys, recall. They're trying to take screenshots of our system. They're building it into the operating system. Why do you think we have Windows 11 and they didn't do it at Windows 10? Because they had to remanufacture how the operating system works on a graphical user interface level. So now I'm thinking on the next level, like, all right, well, why are we pushing this Wayland thing? Well, it's probably because Xorg and all the classical systems don't have this inept or built-in system to just constantly screenshot or take data from our screen. So Wayland, not saying it does, but I bet you somewhere in the code there's a little patch where it would have something similar to this whole recall system. So why would we push anytime anyone pushes anything on anyone, you always got to think about why you're pushing it. Like Bitcoin, like NFTs, the little monkeys, the whatever monkeys. There's always an incentive to push, but there is a modest, humble process of exploring, right? Hey, try this. You might like it. Versus you should definitely use it because that's the best. There's two sides of that story. I do like the fact, and this is always going to happen whenever there's a pushback, whenever there's drama. You can see this with indie games. You can see this with the AAA titles. If you fire your best developers and replace them with AI and then bottom of the barrel cheap developers that don't know how to make their own code from scratch, those main developers that have worked for your company for 15 years, they're going to branch out. They're not going to stop what they're doing. So when you're pushing this X11 movement, or sorry, this Wayland movement, and you're trying to cause drama, the brain is still there. This is the most important thing about a human being. It's not what you do, it's what you know. Right. So yeah, they can fuck around with X11 and destroy it, but the developers are going to continue going forward. It's no question about it. So I like it. I like the fact that they're moving. It's always a developmental process. Will it succeed? I don't know. Time will tell. It's kind of like the Bitcoin and the Bitcoin Cash situation too, where Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash kind of diverged because of I don't know the details. I'm not a crypto dude, but I know the technology behind it. I've created my own little mini crypto system, and they diverted and Bitcoin won in the end. I mean, we had more of a majority, and Bitcoin Cash still exists. But that's the thing. The branching is beautiful to me because that's how we maintain competitive edge on technology. Branching and just letting it work forward. Those that know, those that see, those that use, those that appreciate will use the one that's better. And that's the end of that, right? So X Libre, love it. It matches with the Open Libre office system, love it. Libre Wolf, perfect. So I'm loving this movement. I love the Libre software operating software movement. So, all right, I've done enough research. I think. I don't know what this was, but I don't care that much anymore to actually go into it. Oh, I like Cosmic. What's Cosmic's base? It looks like a GNOME base also. Yeah, it kind of looks like a GNOME base. It has the application. Let me kind of look at this from a close by. I'm gonna look at this. There's drama going on with Foss. There's drama going on everywhere. Especially in the late couple of fucking years, man. Just look at the general culture of our society. It's drama. Everyone's trying to drama with someone. But I think it's a distraction. It's just people's intention or incentive to entertain negative news versus focusing on positive news. This is how money is made in the news, mainstream news system. Um, I want a doc. I don't want a doc. I want a little cosmic. Linux kernel uptime shell. Shell is fish. Cosmic. What kind of manager are you? Okay. Opinion on Cosmic. I'm kind of leaning on it because I kind of want a doc. Well, if I use No, I can make Docky. I like Docky. Docky was a nice dock. I wonder if they still have Docky or Plank. Plank was a good one too, a lightweight dock. I love those docks. Those were the greatest. So I'm kind of still looking around. I'm kind of letting my visual emotions take hold of me to pick one of these. Yeah, of course, like it's his child. Yeah, that's the beauty of developers. When they make something, they treat it like a child, dude. It's like, no, he will never take it away, and that's fine, That's the passion in the process. If it works out, great. That's the more benefit to it. But that is what they hate. They hate it because they can't control it. That's the problem. They can't control it, so they will do whatever it takes to push it back, push it away, push it down. And if it means putting the communities against each other, they will try this. Unfortunately, nerds, they don't care. Nerds don't care. Nerds are not dramatic people. We just want to do our shit, get it done. I'm very close to picking mate. I want mate and I want docking. I think that's how I'm gonna work this. Window manager. Metacity. Yeah, I haven't seen Metacity in a while. Let me see. What was Cosmic again? What was the Cosmic window manager? Cosmic Cop. Wayland. Ooh, there's that word. It looks nice, but Wayland. I'm gonna go with Mate, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with Mate. Mate is like the classic. This gave me a nice reminiscence of the past of my 2010 beginning computer exploration days and X11. It's my past, my roots. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick that. All right, so I've determined this is what I'm choosing. So now I go. All right, let's go for it. So go to next. Oh, look at all this. I guess I can do multiple, right? Do I want to go crazy with this? Excuse me. Maybe if nah, I'm not gonna go crazy with this installation. Maybe I'll do it in the future when I actually organize a fair set of space, but I only got 20 gigs on this, so I'm gonna keep it mate. Right. And this is where I do my thing. Okay. So here's the FNAF, the finalization, right? So this is the full partition system. Now this is my NVMe internal system. Good luck getting NVMe for cheap anymore. I should have got so many more. Knowing what I know today, I would have like stocked on a bunch of tech, RAM cards, NVMe drives. I wouldn't even care, dude. I would be paying thousands just to have as much as I can. Um, okay, so there's my boot. My boot? No, that's something else. Where's my boot? NTFS, NTFS, EX, 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 EX. Unknown? Exchange? This is not the one. After. Oh, right, because it's going to be changing stuff over here. I think this is the change. Yeah, new partition extension for I should have named it. I should have named it. I skimped on the naming convention, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm just doing a quick install here. All right, let's go. Cache installer is about to make changes to your disk. Yes, please. So now it's gonna go in, it's gonna do its little work, little digital gnomes, dwarves. We're gonna go hammer out and dig through my old partitions and then build a whole new little Minecraft palace of systems. Pac-Man, package manager. Oh, is it using Pac-Man? Okay. Okay. Um, gonna set up my partitions. I figure you guys here know what a partition is, but I'm gonna say it out loud in the few times. You can add more than one DE, but once you enter the other DE, will forget everything Google accounts yet. I'm not care. I don't care about Google accounts in my desktop environment. I thought DE is just GUI for your terminal, and then all the data is the same across. Yeah. I mean, desktop in a way, yeah. So your terminal is like in Linux environment, in Unix Linux, the terminal is the main heartbeat. This is like the kernel. In your typical environment where you're setting up, you can work the whole system through the terminal, but No one really does that in the sense that most people will try have icons or some sort of, visual effects or visual interactions with the system. Make sure to like and subscribe, guys, for any future times. I enjoy the conversations and having these computer-based subjects happen. Um, like and subscribe and potentially put the notifications on. I do go online and play games. I'm not as responsive on my gaming sessions because I'm in a moment. But when I do these sort of computer stuff, computer type programming sessions, I do really much enjoy having interaction from chat. So, it really depends on which side. I might make a gaming channel if it's not for everyone, but I do enjoy some gaming, so I kind of stream on gaming as well. So I'll figure it out in the future. Once I grow enough to be like, all right, everyone that likes gaming go here, everyone likes computers stay here. I'll do that. Um, but oh, hey, like the moment you are installing Arc. Honestly, it's due time. It's due time that I go into Arc again. I've used all of the Debian systems. I've used the KDE systems, and I've just been back in the day, like 2012, right when I first started. I wasn't like the Arc guy. I wasn't going into like the heavy manual setup for an Arc Linux system. But now, even Arc is user friendly. So I'm very happy about the progression Linux has really made since the last 10 years of existence, especially with Steam, Steam OS's Proton. Oh, oh, Proton. Oh, Steam, you are going to be the future. I swear this better work out because I'm tired of Microslop. Um, Steam really, really needs to work its magic. We've been supporting these guys for so long. Yes, it's Arch. I know, I will say it wrong many times. I apologize. Uh, I'm new, okay? I'm new. Give me some slack, but you can correct me. You can correct me. Um, so I'm very happy what Steam is doing. They're being competitive on the computer market. No strings attached. I like your mindset. Thank you for that. I would like to be referred to a specific place. Well, you know what? You know what? Hold on. The actually, it's art. That crowd is gonna get you every time, so what are you gonna do about it? Actually, it's art. So no, you can't get away from it no matter what. Um, but I'm very happy where we're going with this. It's like almost like this a battle between the two sides now. Windows is losing traction. We're getting to a point where we're actually making huge progress through Linux. And it's not like we haven't made huge progress, it's just the user level has been low because everyone's been using Windows since forever. And no one's really like going into like, I want to try this out. I want to do something new. They're like, nah, I don't want to mess anything up because if I do, then I'm losing stuff. So no one's progressing into this new dimension. But now Windows 11 is becoming the new marketing technique for Linux. And I'm seeing a lot of people going into it. It's becoming smoother. It's way smoother than it used to be. I remember when I had to install drivers through scripting and extracting drivers from what was it? I had a I had a media control panel on my laptop and it wouldn't work on the Linux system, so I had to find the driver on the Windows manufacturer's website, extract the contents, open up some of the files to find some specific DLL file and then convert it using a script so I can actually start using it. All this kind of stuff. Like it was fun for a guy like me that likes techie stuff, but it's not going to be fun for regular people. And now we're at a point where things are actually super smooth in Linux, that we're seeing very good progression, very good development. And in the end, you're going to have the whole system start to move. And it's probably about that time. This whole Windows process is, oh, it's exhausting to watch. It's exhausting to watch. So installing currently, it's still going. Look at all those desktop environments, UKUI. Now, the biggest check, the one thing I want to check here, when I did Linux Mint before, I was able to install Steam, as you should be able to, no problem. But I was also able to mount my NTFS. When I mounted my NTFS drive, I could use Steam to look into that drive and add those games into library. And this was just a typical Windows NTFS library, right? So I want to see if I can do that again. It should work. I had some problems with the Nvidia graphics card for it to actually play the game, but it did identify the game. It did start some games and it played them directly from my NTFS. So that's actually a really interesting point here because I have my main Windows partition, then I have a storage partition where it's another NVMe partition of the same. I have a 1 TB that's split into 5 and 5 or 4 and 6 or something like this. And I split it on purpose because the second half is going to be basically gaming. The first half is going to be like OS stuff. To know what's being installed. 3 dots. And then I have a second NVMe. That's true. Where is it at? Where's that little 3 dots? 3 dots? Dotty dots? It's a dotty dots. Oh, there normally is like a little arrow, but I don't see the dots. Okay, well, we're basically done. All right, installation complete. Bada bing, bada boom. Restart. Come on, can I restart now? Can I restart? Can I selectively? Oh wait, I'm on the wrong mouse. There we go. All right. And finish. So now we're gonna restart into our new system. Hopefully my grub did not break all my Windows connections, otherwise I'm gonna have to go back into the boot manager and manually fix that up, but I haven't had any issues with previous installations. So it would be my grub, which is now going to be my Arch Linux grub install. And then I should be able to choose between my Windows or my Cache. Bash like supported minimal tab possible completion anywhere tab and device file capability. Oh wait, hold on. I didn't unplug my USB. Yeah, I mean you can still use Linux with like a virtual machine in Windows, but even then, like you're not connecting down to the hardware level. Oh, my grub is having issues. Uh-oh, anywhere tab. Authenticate background color, but I don't want to do that. Oh no. Minimal bash like editing is supported for the first word. File completion. So I'm in a grub. I'm literally in a grub, but it's not showing me my operating systems. That's a first. Uh-oh. I don't like this starting point. Grub version 2.12 set pager 1 to enable less like paging. Anywhere tab list possible device file completions. Linux list trusted cog save environment rmod play pro pass. So it didn't start my normal OS selection. I'm literally just on a CRUB terminal. Yeah, Copilot is too much, man. Copilot, they need to stop. Copilot is literally the reason people are moving. I'm not a fan of what they're doing with the Copilot systems. So I'm having some issues, guys. I just installed it. This is like I wasn't expecting this to be a case. Let me show you. I was hoping it would be much smoother than this. So I'm here. Not good focus. But basically, I have a grub terminal. It's not loading me up as I normally would. And I'm not a happy camper. I probably have to do some modifications. This is not good for the usability. I installed Linux Mint before, and I might have to redo it so it can automatically fix the system. Because the grub when I installed Linux Mint was not a problem. But I'm seeing some issues on the case here with this. So let me check some things here. The Copilot system is really gonna break Windows 11. They're just not. They're just not. They're not doing anything good with this. The initial launch was horrible. People saw the issues. Okay, no. Okay. I still see my Windows boot manager. My boot manager still registers everything. My CachyOS load up. Oh, yeah. No, it's fine. My default boot manager still works, but my grub is not working fine, so I gotta figure it out. I'm back on. I'm back on. I had to use the F12 escape key to start up my BIOS boot manager, and then it could see Cache and Windows boot and everything else. But the automatic boot up didn't quite run as smoothly as I wanted it to. That's a little unfortunate, but it could be just because my general partitioning boot setup is just a constant chaos of mush. And now I'm over here, so there we go. All right, back to this non. Okay. App install, great tool. Let me go change some setups. The main desktop is not on the right place. Uh, change desktop background. Can I just change the desktop display preferences, por favor? Font interface theme, black mate. Yes. Ooh. Ooh. Duh. Okay. Now let me just set this up on a duplicate system here. So the install is fine. Specs as in processor and such. Well, I have a God, what is it? I have an AMD it was a 70 something, 7,000, 6,000. I gotta check again the specs specifically. Oh gosh. Hold on. Uh, where am I? Okay, sound, video, and volume control, no programming, no accessories. Where's my display manager? Cache hello, cache this, cache that. Oh gosh. Maybe I wouldn't recommend GNOME 2.0 for any regular users. I definitely go with something like Cinnamon because it's very close to what your typical Windows environment would be. Cache notifier, power statistics. What else is down here? Why can't I go to my display? Where's my display manager? I'm not seeing perfect graphical application here. Some issues, I think. Preferences? There we go. No, it's a battery system. Hold on. Oh, I have my border on the stream, so it's kind of getting in the way. Let me remove this mask real quick. Can't see everything happening. So system, preferences, control center, hardware. There we go. All right, displays. There we go. Detect monitors. Let me go over here. Apply system-wide normal rotation. Detect monitors. Auto detect. Show monitor and panel. That is primary. Huh. To duplicate. To duplicate. Where's my duplicate? The biggest thing is this is just like a test. I'm not. You saw me not really name any of my system stuff. So it's not going to be a permanent potentially system, but I'm playing around with Linuxes, so this is what's happening. But why is it always so not fun to try and like set up the play? That's the thing there. Duplicate, duplicate, change theme, no. It would be under hardware, and I remember there was like a button that puts the. So then, hmm, let me see. You know what this could be? Wonder if all my actual drivers were installed correctly, because it doesn't look nice. It looks like a very default system. I can, like, it doesn't ideal. Let me see where my hardware stuff is. Oh, wait, look at that. There you are. Okay. 590, good. I don't like the latest drivers anyway. Okay, so we're fine here. So does that mean that this is gonna be my way to do duplicate screens? Let me see. If this is what's managing my system, maybe this is where I can do screen duplication. Let me see. Thermal temperature looks sweet. Allow flipping. No thanks. Graphics. Great. Server X screen. Oh, there we go. Rotation. Underscan position. Absolute. Configuration. New screen requires selection. Resolution orientation. Underscan. Interesting. Make this display. Hmm. I've never, I don't remember it being this difficult to just duplicate one screen onto another. Forceful composition. Maybe again, it's because of my resolutions are mixed. Let me see if my resolution matching will do something here. If the resolutions are mirror, there could be some issues. Issue for my tissue. No, I've made it similar. Viewport out panning display primary allows sync validation G sync. Something did happen. I don't like the fact that now this is happening though. Localization. Go back to reset. I'm being retarded. I know it's me being retarded right now. Okay, let me check. Okay, so you said Cachy hello. Let's check Cachy hello. Let me check that. Where's that again? I saw that somewhere. CachyOS hello. Da, 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 da. Launch it, start, install apps, documentation, forum. Oh, do I really want to use this portal? No, I don't want to use this portal. You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do, guys? You know what I'm gonna do, guys? You know what I'm gonna do, guys? Where is it? Where is my terminal? Come on, you can't tell me I'm not gonna be able to find my terminal. Calculator, font, micro, boom. Hmm. Is it alacrity? Oh, fish. Oh, great. It's a fish. All right. Oh, no, but then this isn't. Oh, no. What Pac-Man? The Pac-Man that we're using? Yep. Then that means no apt, huh? No, we do. We do have apt. Do an update. No, no apt. Just kidding. That would be weird. Well, Pac-Man update. Okay, I haven't used Pac-Man, so bear with me. Pac-Man T, deep sync, remove query, help files, database version, upgrade. Pac-Man upgrade. Upgrade. Form this. Yeah. No target specified. Great. So now I need a target. Oh, okay. So I guess we are using. I'm kind of like, oh, I don't like this. I'm not happy so far. I'm not too happy with this. Too much, too much, too much. Uninstall. Upgradable 0. Installed 1000. Feel like something's missing. Something's not as smooth as it could be. For a regular user, I'm in the mindset, of course, of a regular user. So right now I'm like, meh. App tweaks. App tweaks. System update. That's a weird way to put that. App tweaks. Why would you put it in app tweaks? That would be a kind of main thing to do, right? Main thing to do is an update. Can I see gaming packages? Cachy package installer. Kernel manager. Okay. I do like the 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 interfacing here. It's giving me a lot of potential options I can run around. There are two providers. Wayland. Oh no, Xorg Wayland coming in hot. There it is. They're forcing it on us. Uh, a server Xorg Wayland. I'll just use the first one. Whatever. Portal GNOME. Meh, I don't feel like going this far. Your package. I was just exploring at this point. Caching. Oh, sorry. Everyone's trying to reach me right now. Everyone wants to call me and stream with me and do things. Guys, I'm busy. I'm busy. Think of CachyOS as like the control panel alternative of Windows. Yeah, okay. Oh, is it really? I mean, kinda, is it? Is it really? Looks all right. Control panel had a lot of extra details. Clear path, cache, rank mirrors. Okay, you can rank the specific mirrors. Okay, I guess so. Bluetooth enabled. System OMD. All right, so my main goal here, right? Even though I can't do duplication. Why can't I duplicate? Make my monitors the same. Make them the same. You would figure it'd be like right here. Oh, really? That's where it is? Oh my God. Where is this option anywhere else on this system? I have to go into the little system configure display setting to do this. Okay. All right. So there's my main goal. It was right there. Oh, and there's nowhere else. It was just right there. It was just right here. Why wasn't this on the main display space? Hmm? Hmm? Where is it here? Go monitor and so I gotta get the panel icon and then I gotta do it. This is fine now that I know, but like, right? Why isn't it? Why? Well, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, you guys? You know what I mean? So am I on the same? No, I'm not. Wait a minute. It's still two different. Oh God. It's not the same output. Wait. It's the resolution now that's conflicting. Hold on. I think same output. Is it when I do that? Not supported, not applied. Configured for configuration would not be applied. Oh God. Hold on. It's gotta be the resolution. I think the driver should be fine. I have NVIDIA set up. So like it's gotta be. It's gotta just straight up be the resolution space. Let's try now. No. Selection could not be applied. Ruh-roh. I think this is where Bazite really does win, honestly. If you're not looking to F around and find out like I am, I think you want to go with Bazite. I might actually go Bazite, but then again, I don't because I want to do so much AI programming on it, and it's just not going to be my thing. Oh, I know it is Linux for you, ain't it? Almost everything is right here. Gaming packages, auto installs, everything, which is cool. But why, in God's name, am I having trouble with a basic duplication of screens, right? 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 I'm not being critical. I'm asking a question, right? Why can I not press a button to duplicate my screens correctly? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Like, someone recommended Cachy because it would work, but it's starting to feel like it's working just as good as Linux Mint was working. This is the problem I had with Linux Mint. At least Cachy has the NVIDIA setup. Fair. There's my card. Perfect. Capture controls RGB photo. Cool. It had. Hmm? No, that's fine. It has all of my NVIDIA settings configured. Awesome. I'm okay with that. I'm actually very happy with this. So the problem is, why can't I do something as basic as a duplicate? Selected configuration for displays could not be applied. True. So I changed the configuration and it still didn't work because 100% it's a conflict of resolution. 100%. 100%. So, what if is this not my primary right now? Which one's my primary? Laptop should be my primary. Hold on. What? Oh my God. So, from the last time I did control center. Oh, well, this is the control center. The hello is not the control center. This is the control center. So the last time I did this with Linux Mint, I'm having the same issue, the same exact issue actually with duplication. But my driver didn't work, so at least my driver works. I'm happy about that. I'm happy that the driver works. I can test out some games, but the problem is I want to do the same screen so you can see how the game is working. So I don't Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate the blessings. I'm gonna need some God's help over here to figure this one out. It's gotta be. I'm almost convinced it's gotta be the resolution. So let's play with the screen dimension on my X screen. Or 4480 by 1440? Main desk? I don't have that set up. Display name 00. I don't want that set up. My actual display is here. I'm confused. Here's the thing. Am I over here? Am I doing this right? Yeah. So like here, you see my NVIDIA settings. It's identifying both of these. Cool, great. Uh, Annoyingly, position. I can't change new screen, new X screen. I can't quite change the resolution without making it a bit more complex, but I'll do that in a second. Then I go here and it's like, hey, look at your resolution here. It's like, that's not what I have, but maybe it's a supported resolution. I'm not sure what it's supposed to mean here. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. The thing that matters is I need to set my resolution to the same. You'd figure that'd be something it would do for me. Hold on, it's not even detecting extra. Allow G-Sync on monitor not validated as compatible. Force composition pipeline. Driver can use composition pipeline to apply X-Beam transformation rotation. We use to force use of this pipeline. No, I don't care. Explicitly force composition additionally makes use of composition pipeline. Meh. So, all right. Let's match the resolution, right? Right. Let's match the resolution. I have to do it manually because why would I have to do it any other way? I am in Linux. There's my two beautiful screens. Let me apply this. Well, okay. Now they're the same resolution. This is what we want. Then we want this to do this. And it's still having an issue. So now there's got to be some extra settings, which could be resolution, no, which could be rotation, no reflections, don't care about that. Absolute positioning, fine, make this. Let's force the pipeline. Let's force these weird pipelines it's talking about. Also, okay. Maybe that'll do something for me. Like, I get it. I wish it didn't have to go through so much work just to get duplication to matter. You'd figure like this kind of thing would be like, oh, you want to duplicate? Okay, let me set up all the possible configurations that happens to work in this format so you don't have to mess with it manually. Oh, thanks. Operating system, isn't that what you're here for? And I'm talking to myself, but you get the idea, right? Like I shouldn't have to do this as a regular user to get my displays to duplicate. Why are you still this? But you're not this. You're not this. You're not this. You're a different resolution. Okay. Um, you are detecting them correctly, but you're not matching. Reload current X server. Your current X server display configuration may no longer be applied due to changes made to the running X server. You may either reload the current X. Okay, fine. You know what? Maybe it's just an issue of some sort of synchronization between the X server and the NVIDIA. NVIDIA says 1920. It did change to 1920 because now it's much smaller and annoying. So, what do, class? We restart. We restart with the settings so it can readjust itself and go back to, hey, everything is now the right amount of resolution. That's my hope, at least. Now, I gotta think a little bit here because I gotta make sure I'm not gonna miss my classes today. Reboot and try again, yes. Reboot. Reboot. Because I set up the settings and there seems to be a configuration. Oh, there it is again. I gotta do the manual F12. I gotta figure out why my bootloader is not working out. Um, I gotta do the F12 to log in. Uh, so a couple of issues have arisen, right? We're having a little bit of a Not so user-friendly moment here, CachyOS. Let's just get this through. But what's these advanced options for CachyOS? Linux, CachyOS, LTS, long-term support. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, whatever. You firmware. It's gonna go straight to it. I'm gonna do some extra setting up and configurations after the session because I'm not gonna be bothered to like mess with this all day. All I want to do, the whole goal here was install caching. We did. It's great. Awesome. Awesome sauce, right? Install caching with all the preemptive stuff like download the ISO, put it on the USB, load it up in the USB drive. Oh, okay. Suspicion meter. Let me know what you mean by that. And let's see. Is it still 1920? Did my Nvidia not mess up on the reboot? Who saved? Did X save or did Nvidia save? Let's see who saved. X? No, X did not Nvidia did not save, even though Nvidia was the one that set up the server. Okay. Uh but here it doesn't give me a resolution change and I can't manually change the resolution. Maybe these autos are getting in the way. I was supposed to go into Cache. Load up should have been fine, but my boot sequence is messed up, so now I gotta figure out why my boot manager grub is not letting me go directly to the grub system, but I have to do an F12 BIOS boot manager to get through. I just wanted to install Steam after I get into Cache, have the duplicate pop up. This is the exact same issue I had with Linux Mint too. I don't know if I had this issue with Bazite. I might have to go back to that. But I'm having an issue with the duplication because I want to share the screen with you guys as I'm playing a game. I have two screens right now. One's streaming, one's over here, and I want it to be the same screen. So before I can actually do the Steam game, I want to get my duplication to work. But it's scaling it down to 1920. That's the weird part. It's scaling it down versus it does kind of make sense. You would scale down to a different resolution if your main resolution is a large one. And this screen, the monitor integrated express, that's a HDMI, so that's easily changeable through output resolution. This one is a static monitor, but you'd still consider it's capable of adjusting. So right now, that's not adjusting. Let's do it. Okay. Wait, not supported? Really? It didn't give me the other error this time. That's mirroring outputs not supported. Hmm. Oh, there it is. The selected configuration for this plate cannot be applied. I don't want to do this manually. I don't want to org this thing manually. This should give me the ability to change the resolution. I hate this. There's no advanced system. Integrated tech, laptop on, normal left, on, normal left. All of this is fine. Gonna take me back to here. So there's a weird NVIDIA X server miscommunication with the local X server. I mean, at this Like, what level are we getting messed with? Like, are we messed? Like, are they in my Linux right now? In my Linux? Is Windows in my Linux messing with me? I don't know if it's that crazy, right? I don't think that's a crazy suspicion to consider here. Uh, I would just baseline it to, yes, under specific situations, Linux works on a simple computer. You just want to install Linux, fuck Windows, clean it up, start from scratch, play games, you're gonna do it. It's gonna be easy. What I'm doing is not this simple situation. I am dual booting. I have multiple operating systems and multiple GRUB or bootloaders. So because Windows, of course, yes, there is a case that Windows is having an issue. And ADHD, fair point. I have ADHD in many cases too. If you haven't figured out by the way I talk, the bootloaders are. That's gonna happen. I've had my bootloader fuck up on me so many times. I'm used to fixing it. But my configuration is I want to do a duplicate screen, which is not letting me. And after I do the duplicate screen, I want to be able to display the game that I'm about to present to you guys, which the whole concept is to like check out gaming on Cachy, right? That's the kind of idea. That's all I wanted to do. Um, so let's see, X11 display driver. Let me see the error again. Excuse me. Mirroring output selected configuration. Nvidia. I haven't like this is the thing too, guys. I haven't had this issue on my Linux Mint. I have a look, look. This is an issue that's not at all existent on a pure Linux machine. A pure Linux machine with AMD, and that's it. AMD processor, a super old AMD card, albeit that. Hold on. Where's my thing? Right. A super old. This is my desktop. It's my baby. I got my little flipper and my little R1 over here. But this is my desktop. It's beautiful. It's my gaming, it's my Linux, it's my heavy storage. It runs Linux Mint, right? It's completely Linux. I think it has a solid state and like a couple of hard drives in there, but that's not the point, right? Oh, old motherfucker. This is an ancient dinosaur over here. It's got the 570 AMD and I think a 4000 processor. I'm not sure what the specs were. But basically, I installed Linux, clean, and it runs. Graphics detected, duplicate screens detected, everything just flows. Install Steam, play games, stream. You've seen me stream on this before. I had a stream before displaying what old hardware looks like on a Linux machine and how it works on literally like the games that you have available. I think one of them was Cyberpunk. I played Cyberpunk on that sucker. It was great. It was absolutely fantastic. It had no problems. Yeah, see, I don't know if Windows can leak into other operating systems, but I highly doubt it can. Does that mean it can't? No, absolutely not. But that just sounds like a kind of like it's Windows' fault sort of thing. Like, yeah, we can blame Windows for a lot of things, but oh, there it is. Okay, so this is my desktop, AMD Ryzen 6800, 3070 laptop, so it's all detected. Disk capacity, CachyOS, mate version, yada yada. Great, great, great. There's my system for you to see. Mm, but the problem I'm seeing right now is there's a weird configuration issue between X. I don't know if that's gonna be specific to Windows involvement. There's no way Windows is gonna be in here like, let's fuck up his configuration file so they never talk to each other between NVIDIA and his X org. Like, I don't think it's that intricate. What they would do is just not let me boot it in the first place. But that's where UFI is from. That's where all these extra precautions. That's what the TPMs that they're installing and operating in computers nowadays. No, no, that's the tensor processing CPUs, tensor processing unit. There was another weird piece of hardware that they're installing on laptops in the future where it's like an encryption hub on your laptop or computer. It's like a little, it's like super tiny. I made a little post on it on my Patreon. I think it was a TPM. I can't remember, but on my Patreon, I put an article on these little teeny tiny chips that you put in your card or in your motherboard, and it gives like this level of encryption where it's storing all your keys. Well, it sounds like a good idea. That seems like secure boot stuff. I'm pretty sure I got secure boot turned off completely. I'm 100% sure I took off secure boot. All right. Are you gonna give me the scale? xrandr output EDP1 mod mode 1600. Scale output HDMI same as EDP mode. TPM. Yeah. Not only do I have ADHD, I have dyslexia. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Yeah, that's the trusted platform encryption system. I described it enough for you to know what the fuck I'm talking about, so I'm glad about that much. All right. You know, I'm gonna do it. Give me my terminal. Can't see what I'm looking at. Hold on. Let me do it manually with xrandr. He's already set up me for the process here. Let's see if I can manually change this without using this. Then that would prove that there is some issue with collaboration between the integrated systems, the operating systems. TPM2 did turn so many devices to e-waste if Linux wasn't available. Oh yeah, if like everything uses TPM, 80% of the internet is Linux. I don't know if it's still the same percentage, but I'm pretty sure it's like 70 or something percent, right? So like the TPM modules, they're trying, it feels like an extra level of hardware spying. That's all it feels like. Especially when it has to do with cryptography and key logs, or not key logs like key logging on the computer on the keyboard, but like keeping public private keys and stuff like this, right? It's like they're trying to make our computers into an Android system, right? Where we don't have local access and we're all just an on top user without any ability to modify the internal system. That sort of situation. That's what I'm feeling TPM to be about. All right, give me your xrandr. Let's see. So never copy, of course, code from someone that gives it to you online, but I know what this code is going to do. It's going to change my resolution using the local xrandr. Are you sure I should be using the 1600? I should be matching them together. So I should be using both 1920 by 1080 for both of my outputs, no? But then you're actually decreasing the scale by a decimal point value. Well, because so the output HDMI is same as EDP1 mode. Output EDP1 mode this. I might have to modify this, but let's just see what you got. Maybe you're right. But if it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to modify it. Okay, so you saw my resolution stuff. All right, let's see what you got here. Let's see. Where can I rank you? What technical knowledge can I rank you? Let's see. EDP1 mode 1920 by 1080. Okay, now I gotta check. 1080 scale. Oh gosh, 0.83333 decimals. Do I have to put exactly four threes? Okay. There it is. 0.83333 times. Okay. Good. Oh, xrandr is unknown, huh? So wait, what are we using then? Ireland? Rustland? Xrandr is not a local command on this one. I fish. Ah, I'm not liking Arc. I can't even use basics. Fish unknown command xrandr. No, okay. No change them based on your monitor resolution. Why is fish different? Why are you not the terminal that I'm used to seeing? I'm not liking sudo pacman. Well, I can actually take it. I can install it. You're right. You're right. Sudo pacman xrandr. Yes. Target not found. Xrandr? Huh. Weird. Did I not spell it right? Xrandr? Xrandr. It is that. Huh. Interesting. This is like the local bin. This is a bin. This is a binary file that modifies the X11 interface. But I'm using mate. Is that going to be an adjustment there? Hmm. I mean, it is still like, no. No, that makes no sense. It's X11. Xorg. There. Let's try that. Xorg. Can you find Xorg, my sir? No. Xorg randr? No, it's not here. So then we try to install it. It would say, did you mean this one? Yes, Xorg is here. Okay, Xorg is installing. All right, so it is Xorg randr. So now maybe, so it's a Xorg randr. Wait, I installed it though. Xorg randr. Running post installing Xorg randr. Arming conditions needing update. Retrieved. Checking keys, yada yada. Downloaded, installed. Okay, so I installed it. Now how do I manifest it? It's a CachyOS Extra V3 Xorg randr. That's where it's pulling it from. So we did get that. So what? But me trying to run it, even though I had installed it. Here you go. Even though I had installed it, installing, running post, arming conditions. And then I tried it, nothing. I tried it again with Xorg, nothing. So it's here somewhere in some format. Uh, any ideas, guys? Any ideas? How do I find this command of a new thing? Because like where is X org randr? Couldn't find it. Find X org randr. No such file or directory. Okay, find X randr. No such file or directory. Use X randr. Oh, unknown command to use. Oh. Oh wait, no. Low. Hold on. Yeah, but wait a minute. Now it's here. Okay, so it is here. Did I not? Am I retarded? So now it has random, but help works. Hold on, that's weird. Isn't that weird? Maybe I have to restart my actual terminal. But random doesn't work. But random help works. No, wait. What? X? Oh, it's X random. That's what it is. Oh my God, I didn't put an X in front of it. Can we keep things on the same basis? Why do we keep changing things? All right, so good. It is 1920. That's, or at least that's what it's saying. Okay. Display connected normal left. Okay, so then do the same command, but with X in front. Change that to what you mentioned earlier, xrandr. Unrecognized option, output HDMI 1. I didn't put a space there. I believe that's the problem. Okay, warning, output not found, ignoring HDMI not found, ignoring. Okay, so let me see what the xrandr values are. DP0 connected and HDMI 0 connected. Okay, so I need HDMI 0, DP0, and okay, you gave me the ones, but it's at 0. You know, computers start counting at 0, right? Right? Cannot find mode 1920. Am I doing that wrong? Was that, it was an X. It wasn't a slash. It was an X. Why'd I put a slash there? X. Cannot find EDP1. Okay, hold on. EDP 1. Normal left, inverted right axis, disconnected. EDP 1. Okay, 1-1. All right, we done it. They done something. Okay, all right. xrandr setup. Oh, nice. It's a duplicate. What I'm about to freaking smack my head against the freaking ground. Oh, we got a duplicate, guys. Thank you, oh Master Ren. You have helped. I'm going to save this. I don't want to have to rethink about all this whole thing. But what? Like, think about this. I just wanted to do a duplicate. That's it. That's it. I just wanted to do a duplicate. I'm gonna cry, you guys. All right. Now I can test what I wanted to test. We are literally duplicated, you guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so now does this actually output on I'm gonna press this, it's gonna break something. It's still, look at it. It still says it's not applied. It's literally applied. Oh my god. Linux, you're getting there, buddy, but we're still having problems. We're still having problems, guys. Oh, just a duplicate. Look at this. I see my screen in both places. All right. Next step. Can I get Wow, guys, we did it. We got to the next step. All right, let's try a game. Let's try a game. First, Windows. Look and feel. Oh, well, I saw Windows. I'm like, oh, gross. But that's actually talking about the Windows applications. I need the application. Where is the package manager? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's check the package manager. Can I just do Steam this way? No. No, I cannot. Not at the moment. Steam. Cache scope. Proton. Okay, we got some Proton Qt, CachyOS, compatibility for Steam. Okay, I don't want to install this by itself yet. Steam OS Manager. Steam. Valve Digital Software Delivery System. Yes, please. Steam devices. List of Steam VR. No, thanks. Simple power button daemon. This for an actual Steam-based system. I don't have a deck. I don't have a deck. Steam OS manage daemon for various. What? Do I need that? Management tasks? Not really. Steam OS networking tools. No. Power button. No, that's all I need. I just need Steam. Oh my god, you guys. I mean, yeah, I guess mate is, but this is still not a problem with mate. This is just, I mean, I don't know where the level of the problem is because I had this issue with Linux Mint. This is the same issue I had with Linux Mint where the duplication didn't have an issue. Oh, the duplication on the Linux Mint, even though I didn't have the driver installed, maybe the driver was installed because I had to install it manually, and I was having the same issue even though the driver was manually installed, and I thought maybe the manual installation of the Nvidia driver was a problem. There it is. Which then, wow, look how quick that installed. There's some things that Linux really does work really well with in its installations, and it just works. Look how quickly that installed. Now let's see if it works. Maybe it works. Oh, you just told me not to use package installer. Is that going to be a problem? Let's see. Open with Pluma. Maybe. I just did though. I wonder if it put all the dependencies necessary for Steam. Should I uninstall it? Maybe Steam devices. Yeah, I guess it had to install that automatically. Hey, we got a problem. Let me go there. I'm gonna get it directly. Forget it. I'm gonna go get it directly. Da 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 da. Can you just give me the English version, please? Okay. Yeah, whatever. Da, 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 da. You and desktop website. What do you think I'm on? Oh, there it is. Hey, let's go. All right. So next step, login. Oh my goodness, you guys. Please don't use this QR code to log into your own accounts. That would be very odd and very bad for yourself. I don't know why you would do this, but don't do that. Oh gosh, hold on. Have to relog into this sucker. No, it's not the account. Blah, blah. Hmm. Change account. Oh, yeah, there it is. That is the one though. Oh wait, that's just a mismatch. Hold on. Come on, what did I do here? Oh, come on. What did I do here? Hold on. Can you troll your students while you guys are playing a game? Oh, I don't like to troll very often, honestly. That's for kids to do. It's not a thing I enjoy. I like to teach, not troll. It's kind of a thing you gotta remember. I'm an adult, not a kid. It's cool that you're my student, Leopard. I appreciate you being my student and learning as we go, but you still gotta like really think about the fact that we're totally different. I'm an adult. You're a kid. I teach you. I don't troll like you do. You can enjoy it, you know. We talked about social interactions, making sure people on stream especially are in on the troll because you don't want to troll people that are gonna get mad about it. Oh, come on. Oh, finally. Okay. Bleh, bleh. Come on. Come on, where's the scan? Scan it. There we go. All right, logged in. Took some time. I might play Baldi's Basics, honestly. That would be a thing I do in the future. Normal package installer stuff have high risk of crashes and bugs. Yeah, I guess so. Just click on the gaming package. That's true. I could have went to the gaming package. You know what? That's fine. But look at the resolution. It's so large. Ah, I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy what the scale of what we have. Whoa, what's wrong with this browser? Look at this. I can see between the browser. That's weird. I'm not happy with the amount of effort that went through to do this and the resulting. I feel like I'm on like a 3XP Linux right now. Like maybe an XP based Linux, you know what I mean? Like one of those back in the days. Mm. Look, I do calculus with applied physics. Baldi's basics is not going to trip me on math. I promise you this. Uh, it's not even gonna get close. Baldi's basics, I've seen it. It's basic stuff. Oh, come on. Hurry up. Hold on, I gotta refresh this. Come on. I didn't do it on time. I do again calculus with applied physics. I did it one and two. I think I did two. No, I did physics up to three, actually. It was pretty fun. I love the circuitry space on it. Can we refresh the code, please? Por favor? Por favor? Hold on, I'm gonna get me some little crackers over here. Cracker for a cracker. You know what I mean? Cracker. All right, hold on. This is taking a bit too long. Yes, I got. Just to freaking log in. It's like a QR code thing. Hmm. Oh, come on. I just did it. There you go. Mm, the login is a little clumsy. Okay, approve. Okay, there we go. All right. After I do this final test, now I don't know what I'm gonna play, but I do have some games already installed. Here's the next test, right? My games are on Nitro, so I'm gonna mount my other partition. There's my Steam library. I'm going to. This is a Windows Steam library. I'm gonna take my Steam library on my Windows partition. God, this window is too large for this resolution. This is not fine. Okay. What is? Oh, what? Wait, wait, wait. Don't you dare open on the other side. Huh? Wait a minute. Why is it over here? Why are my Steam settings on a different? Okay, that workaround you did. That workaround you just did to help me out, Jen or Ren. Did that make it so that I use a third texture, like a different screen as the host of a duplication, and I still have that stupid extended screen, and now my window is in my extended screen, and now I can't access it because it's on the other fucking desktop. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. I can move it. No. Yeah, it is doing that, ain't it? Oh my god. Oh, where to go? Hmm. No. Why are you opening up there? Why are we opening up on a place that I can't see? I knew it. I mean, now I know it. I noticed it because I'm looking at my little window switcher and it's like, wait, this is way too big for a single screen. So we're using like a third port, the EDP. I think it was the EDP that you put up in there. That's like like a makeshift secondary third monitor, virtual monitor, if you will. Clever, but that didn't quite fix the current problems that I'm experiencing. That's fine. Getting there. Hmm. Mm, yep. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Let me drag you all the way over here. Okay. All right. We're good. See, that's something Windows used to have. The ability to resize by right-clicking. That was great. Now, I haven't used that in Windows since like Windows 7. Okay. There we go. Add a drive. Add my Nitro. This is where my games are. Let's see if it detects my games on my Windows partition. It did last time on Linux Mint. Hmm. 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 I'm going to download Proton. Hold on. Give it a second. Oh, hello. 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 We getting something? Patch notes. All right. Fair. I've only been on for about, oh, only, yeah, 2 hours. Only 2 hours. Hmm. I should be almost done, Leopard Man. Almost. I just want to run a game, see how it runs on Proton on my poorly, but still works. It's like one of the most ghetto configurations I've ever had to do. Hold on, let me save that command. It's gonna be useful for the future if I have to deal with this crap again. Which I hopefully don't have to, but at this point in time, does it seem like it's gonna be perfect? I don't think so. Not yet. Hmm. Not yet. Let's save it. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. 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 Play something. Let's do it. I don't have any sound. We can't hear it. Oh, okay. All right. For sure. Why? Okay. Hold on. Hmm. These are like different levels of complexity for games. This one should run. It should be pretty simple. But the Proton tool is not working, so I might have to do a restart. It just installed, so I'm not too sure. We'll see in a second. Oh, I'm so happy you guys are here. You've made life a little bit more bearable doing this stuff. I remember when I was solo on these Linux trips, and my God, my God. That's all I got to say. My God. Now, the sound isn't coming through the HDMI, but you know what? I'm not going to spend another 2 hours trying to figure that one out. I'm testing just the game. If I was doing this on a bare bones, simple, straight up installation, it should work fine. Mm, But because we are running on multiple partitions and all kinds of complexities, I'm done trying to make it perfect. Mm. What are we doing? We running? Are we running? Are we waiting? Cancel? Play? Launching? Synchronizing cloud? Issues with cloud? Play anyway. That's fine. Okay. Vulkan shaders. No. Okay. I'm kind of convinced. Let me do a quick log out, log back in. Or maybe a restart, but I think a log out should be fine. Maybe. I'll try to restart in a second. Oh my Jesus. We're getting there. Alright, let's try health clock again. Downloading. Oh wait. Okay, the problem is I now every time okay, so it makes sense I reset. Every time I restart, I gotta reactivate this so it mounts back in. And I probably have to updating? Steam Linux runtime. Okay. Okay. We're within I can taste the success. We're getting there. We're so close. Now am I gonna keep this setup? I don't know. I don't know yet. I'll probably play around with the xrandr stuff, but having to do that manually on a regular basis is a little bit of a hmm, don't feel like doing it constantly basis. Oh no, look at that. No, don't download it. Just play it. It's on the same system. Oh, Proton Experimental is still downloading? Oh, okay. Also, Ren, I restarted I logged out, logged back in. Now we're doing this again. That's exciting. It has to do something with Nvidia. I'm blaming Nvidia completely for this compatibility hellhole. Whether it's Nvidia not giving enough information to the Linux community to make a sufficient enough integration into Linux, or just having a poor piece of hardware that only works with specific setups. I don't know what it is. My suspicion is there. Yeah, I could make an auto script. Hmm. Now the problem is the game's not loading, so let me try that. Let me figure out why it's not loading. Okay, I don't need you to be updating other games. Those are not important right now. Just play my Expedition 33. It works fine on my other systems. In fact, Expedition 33 is one of the ones that, interestingly enough, as an indie production, is effective on many systems. Surprise, surprise. Indie developers can program better than AAA developers. Who would have fucking thunk? Or at least they're conscious of the ability or the potential that it's going to be used in multiple places. Maybe. Maybe Hyperland's going to be a little better. Maybe it's because I'm using the mates for display management. You could actually be 100% correct here. I'll have to go into and play around with the different systems. I'm still waiting for this to launch. It's saying launching, but all right. In the meantime, let me pop up that terminal again. Brr. xrandr. Oh, yeah, it's already saved. Nice. I just there we go. Nice. I love the history. Terminal history is beautiful. Oh wait, no. Now it's like not showing the double display issue as before. Interestingly enough. But also my display is a little funky now with the. Let me see. Let me get rid of this cropping. Hmm. Is it still cropped somehow? No. Okay. It might be too late. Might have to go backwards. But you're right. I'm having an issue. There's something going on. And also a Steam crash. No, then I'm still here. Still synchronizing forever. All right. Bye, Steam. You've shown your hand. Let's go to package installer. Let's remove this Steam system we just got. Let's start it from the Cachy below. Uh, this was where in the apps tweaks? Uh-huh. Um, this thing? Am I in the right place? Problem, they don't have a mate version. I really did pick the worst of the worst, didn't I? Hold on. Hmm. This could be literally an issue with mate. Yep. 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 There it is. Hmm. Let's see if we can just go to GTK and call it a day. I like the Pac-Man. No way. I love this. This is fantastic. Waka 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 waka. Wait, choose four. Wasn't GTK 15? Did I do it too quick? Yeah, GTK 3. Oh, I did this one. Repository extra. Oh, oh, I did an extra. It is Pac-Man, yes. And it is a Pac manager. Pac-Man and Pac manager, and it's Pac-Manning away. All right, I'm gonna give this another maybe 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna stop. I'm probably gonna F around with it outside until I get it set up. On a different time because it's been 2.5 hours. Let's see if this finalizes my Steam to start a game. We're progressively getting closer, which is good, but we are technicians in our field. We are not regular users. So this is becoming a bit of an experience, if you will. Now, is this my Steam from before? Or is this the new Steam? The big question. 'Cause I uninstalled it from the package manager. I don't know if it removed the icon. Oh, here we go. Nope, this is where I need to really organize. Yeah, let's restart. I need to expand the partition on this system if I'm feeling the full install of well, I've been leaning away from installing Linux on my Nvidia system. That's it. My AMD fully capable, fully like love it, love to death the system on it. Have no complaints. Zero. But my Nvidia, this is what's happening all the time. Uh, I just can't make the effort to fuck around with it so much. I mean, I'm fucking around with it now for fun. I can set it up if I wanted to, but it's the thing. It's a 3070 integrated, but it's a laptop, right? So 37 laptop, 3070 laptop. It's not crazy old and it's not crazy new, but case in point, I should be within the timeline of decent support. Yeah, 3070. That's been my issue. I have another 2060 on my other laptop here. I got like a laptop here and I got a laptop over there, here, and then my desktop and the TV. Mm. So I have options, but if it doesn't work on 3070, there's no point to work with anything else on the other systems. Ugh. Ugh. And my grub is still fucked up. I'm not happy about this. I have to use F12 to load up my my boot manager, bootloader, or whatever. It is what it is. And I gotta reactivate the command, which is fine. It's saved because now my Duplication is gone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The graphics card isn't the issue. It's the in between interaction between the system, the OS, and the graphics card. So Nitro, remount my. And again, the test was also to see if Steam, not Steam, yeah, if Steam can still use my, because I did it before. I swear I could use my a few basic games on Linux Mint. The command to run all commands. Look at this. We have we have duplicate screens, guys. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Let's check something simple. I love my atomic crops. Hey, son of a gun, welcome in. Thanks for joining. Thanks for dropping by. Are you a computer person? What were you watching before? Tell me what the recommended why I brought you here. What you're watching before this. Always curious to see what brings in the crowd. Leopard Man. I say it sometimes because I'm an adult and it just slips out when I'm frustrated. I'm an adult. Again, I want to make sure you see this. You are kid, I big man. I do things that are non-conventional for children. That's absolutely true. But when we're in like a math session, of course, I'm going to tone it down because I'm teaching. But you're here in kind of like the personal, real me perspective, and I will say things. I will say many things. Ooh, data analysis. You're in the right spot. Not in the right stream per se, but I do a lot of that Python data sorting and stuff like this. So, hey, if you're interested in Python programming, especially the AI round, I have one of my projects that I'm essentially trying to, well, right now I'm trying to configure my OpenClaw to work with my Olama on my Windows side, and I'm trying to hopefully get this set up on the Linux side. This is kind of why I'm doing this little thing here. Also, I do run into an issue trying to set up my Olama on my AMD graphics card. The Vulkan doesn't integrate perfectly. The processor is the thing running my Olama AI models. So that's the weird part, and I couldn't figure out. There's like a Olama Vulkan version, which I'm trying. I haven't really played too much with that one. Yeah, I've actually got some pretty cool like gaming programming games, coding games. One that's called The Farmer Was Replaced. If you check out the gaming stream, I think of the coding stream. I have like playlists for different stream types. I'm playing this game where you get to program a drone to essentially farm for you. And it's all about loops and effectively analyzing what the current tile is and what your priority of your drone is, what farming thing to take to harvest and what to plant at any given time. And then there's like a building resources management system. So it's a pretty intense system. But it's called The Farmer Was Replaced. I have it on my channel as well. I haven't done a lot of programming games lately, but I probably should get back into those puzzle ones. Those are pretty fun to do. Still having issues. That's not running. Starfall should be pretty okay, right? I'm not sure what the issue is. It could just be the fact that it's trying to run something that's not compatible. Maybe. So the next step would be to install a game. Let me install something light. Balantro's pretty slow. Balantro's hella light. Let's do it. Let's see if I can just run Balantro locally. Because these are all, again, games from my NTFS partition. That could be the problem here. So let me install Balantro. Balatro. See how that fends. If this doesn't work. Hmm. This is like a super basic, simple game. There shouldn't be any problem. Because I played this on my AMD. I played all, I mean, I have a whole stream of that dinosaur computer playing Cyberpunk, playing the sniping game, playing all kinds of different types of games perfectly. So if this is having troubles, NTFS 3G, that might be a good port between, but I don't know if it does. I think it would have it normally just because the expectancy is a dual boot system, so I don't know if that's directly installed. Let me see. No, I guess not. I don't know if it's a internal DLL or an actual application, so I couldn't tell you directly. Hold on, I can do that. No, I don't know. Doesn't look like I have it on. Maybe that could help, but I mean, right now I've installed Balatro. This should be already running, and it's not. I'm already having this. It's not gonna work. Response. I'm not liking it. Nothing works right now. CachyOS. I know someone came in last stream on the Linux Mint episode where we did basically the same thing. It's a package. Okay, it's a package. Yeah, I don't have it. At least I don't. My system doesn't see it in the directory, so potentially it's not installed. This is should be working. This Balatro installed directly on the user side. So if I go to my home folder, isn't there like a Steam? And I look at view hidden. Where's my Steam? Steam. Dot, where is it? Oh my God, they have a little bit of Steam apps. Common. Yeah, this should work from here directly if Proton was working correctly. Proton Tricks launcher. Let's see. Whoa, wine. Oh, wine. Wine, what are you doing here, Wine? Oh no. Am I gonna have to install a whole wine system? Wine mono installer? Oh, because I'm using that exe directly, so it's detecting it and wants to do it. All right, this is a whole direction of stuff I'm not caring about. It didn't work in the expected amount of time, even with the extra tinkering and the extra dedication. What was that? What are you doing? Are you gonna impress me right now, Wine? Is Wine gonna come in with the win? With the fix? Is Wine gonna come in like the old dinosaur patch to run Windows applications and beat my hard drive, my graphics card's taking a little bit of a oomph right now. That working? Did it work? No, something happened, but it doesn't. Yeah, it's just loading nothing and then going away. All right, so problem. Nvidia just does not work very well with Linux still. No matter how dedicated and patient I have been, Linux Mint and Cachy both. Well, first I thought I could do it on Linux Mint because it was pretty straightforward, and I just have to maybe install a package, and I don't have to go through the thing of compiling it from kernel, which seems like it might have to do this. The only feasible way I have seen for NVIDIA users to use Linux without any issue is Bazite. You go to Bazite, you scroll down, I think somewhere. Where is it? Go to download, then you scroll down. Then you go to God, where's the drop downs for this? There was a little place where you can select. There it is. Select your hardware. This is really what Linux needs right here. It needs a pre-configured. I know that we're trying to be universal with ISOs and live CDs, and I get that. That's the simplicity of a regular individual installing a base system. Get that. But Bazai, go to desktop. You go to NVIDIA. You pick your desktop environment. And you want to do Steam gaming mode or not. And it gives you a custom ISO for the NVIDIA system. If I remember correctly, this worked. And I might, if I do want to go back into Linux on this main PC as an actual forefront, because that's the problem. If I do Bazite, I don't think I'm going to have a clean way to get CUDA running in the back end, because there's again this sort of implication of Bazite layering over. I don't think it's the It's the plasma issue here. It's the particular ISO that has been configured with potentially a Nvidia compiled system directly. I use Linux. No, Linux Mint. What was Linux Mint using? It was using Cinnamon, which is a GNOME spinoff. The Linux Mint Cinnamon interface was fine. And over here, dude, on my AMD, I'm using Linux Mint Cinnamon. I did literally a scientific AMD version versus Nvidia version. The AMD version on my Dinosaur worked fine. I installed it, no configurations, no extra drivers. I turned on Steam, I played a game. It was within like a 30-minute range of installing and working. That's it. Nvidia is the problem. It's not my GUI, it's not the user interface, it's the fact that the interaction between the kernel and the driver is integrated already compiled into the actual system. Okay, 3060 with CachyOS, Plasma, and Hyperlink. Do you dual boot? Do you have any implications in between them? Is it a full OS? Hmm. I'm not sure why it's not working if it's working with yours. Maybe it is X11 issues. It's gonna take a little bit more, I think. Play around with it. Next time I'll do your setup. Next time I'll do a CachyOS Plasma. You are dual booting. Okay, that's fair. Hmm. Because at this point, it doesn't seem like it's the user interface that's having an issue here. I'm running Steam fine. Hold on. Processing Vulkan shaders. Okay, hold on. I could be wrong. Something happened. I think the restart helped and I had to wait. Huh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, guys. Wait a minute. I spoke too soon. We have Balatro. We have we have it. Okay. 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 Okay, hold on. I spoke way too soon and I was getting frustrated. This is what happens with patience runs thin. All right, do I have at least my saves from before? No, I don't have any saves. No, this is a save. Continue new run. Okay, cool. What's my new runs look like? Yeah, okay, it saved everything. Hey, it works. It works. Okay, that's round one. This is on my NTFS. No, did not work. The Vulcans do not run. Okay, fine. Don't want to install that. Hold on. This was the local install, right? Balatro was installed locally, so that's why it worked. The other ones are coming from a Windows OS, Windows NTFS. That will be a different sort of experiment. How can I get that to work? Processing Vulkan. Processing Vulcans. Vulcans are being processed on Expedition 33. And this is on an NTFS. What the fuck just happened? Like this work? Is this working? Am I on it? I'm on it? Is it working? It's a little bit off though. Why is this weird? My screen over here is pretty big. I think it's just because the patchwork we did to get the dual screen to work. Wow. Wow. This is working. A little bit off screen for you guys because you're not seeing the full extension. Oh, because it's a specific resolution. I need to play with that xrandr. I mean, why am I seeing? I'm seeing. Okay, there we go. Ooh. Ah, yes. Okay, I spoke way too soon. And this happened before. It worked before from NTFS. This is a game on the NTFS partition that I use to play on my Windows machine, working through ext4 through Steam. Problem is I have to mount it every time I want to before I open Steam, so it registers it's there. Let's see this. Let's see it. Let's see it. Oh, ooh, wait. Oh yeah, I am here, aren't I? It looks good. It looks good. Wow, it looks good. Hold on. Rendering's good. I don't know what happened in that moment of time in which I was just totally bitching out for a second, but something happened and it works now. So either I do remember Steam trying to install a bunch of stuff that was probably missing. Let me see something. Hold on. Let me mess everything up real quick. One second. Let me just break things as it is just working perfectly fine. And now I'm just not gonna have it work anymore. Let's just scale it 1 to 1. Let me just break it. I'm gonna just destroy the crap of what I'm doing right now so everyone can get pissed out. Hold on. EDP mode. It's not a problem. I probably have to do, can I make it bigger? Could I do the 2440? No, not 2440. What is the resolution? Uh, 1.2 then. Let me see. Hold on. I want to try. Oh, is that working? Yeah, it's working a little better. Okay, hold on, hold on. You see a little. Oh wait, that's actually not bad. Not bad. I didn't break anything. It actually just worked. Nice. Okay, so now I've scaled it a little better. Look at that, you guys. It works. It works. It works. Okay. Now I might keep it. I might keep this. Wow. I might keep this and just patch it up as much as I can on the manual side of things. But does this mean this was a nice process? No. Did it mean it was GNOME that might have stopped us from getting to this point quicker? Does Plasma let us do this quicker? That's a good question. I don't know. I would, and there would be a case to like explore it a little bit further. I am happy with the output. I have no idea how to play this, by the way, so let's see how this works. I've only just started the game. What's this? What's this? Oh, oh, like a little checkpoint. Let's fight. I will fight you and die because I have no idea what I'm doing. Come on, fight me, fight me, fight me, fight me. Huh? Hey, turn around, fight me. There we go. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I'm testing it, and honestly, the graphics are fine. The Nvidia is working perfectly well. Okay, I can't do that again. Fine. Can't do that yet. That's fine. Cool, cool, cool. Forgot how to do the combos. I haven't really done much. Yeah. Boom. Ooh, blocked you. Yeah. Nice. Oh, that's sick. All right, so it works great. Oh, and I learned some new. Thanks for the xrandr tip, that xrandr. And now you saw how I upscaled it, right? So now I can actually, you saw the little command I did here. I just basically went backwards on the percentage value. Where is it? Where'd it go? The fish? Where's my fish? All right, let's just continue and get out of here. Get up. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, ooh, why is this off? That's not where my mouse is, sir. Okay. So, oh God. Yes, I want to confirm. Where's my mouse? Why aren't you clicking on my, oh, where's my mouse? Where is it? Oh, jeez. Oh, it's like really off, I think, because I messed with the resolution mid-process. So I made the scale better by 1.2 and 1.2, so that's nice. Looks good. It works. It actually, I'm not too mad that at least we got it to a point where I have duplicate screen with the terminal. And we got a pretty heavy game to play on the Nvidia 3070 directly from my laptop that would normally handle it fine, really. Um, Let me see the one thing. Where's my Nvidia setup here? Where's my temperature? I want to check the temperature on it. As far as I've heard, it should be pretty. Yeah, it's not bad. It's cooling down from probably 75. The processing on that this is also why I want to keep it low profile on the UI because I want to maintain a higher part of my processing open on my GPU. I don't want my user interface to take up space because it's the case for like if I'm going to put an AI on this, which now I think I'm pretty capable of doing effectively to figure out how CUDA works. I think I can just install it through the terminal. I can then use more of my graphics on the AI versus having to spend it on a fancy graphical interface. This is kind of why I'm not going KDE. This is why I don't want to go KDE Plasma because I'm trying to optimize the graphical space for my AI, not specifically to have a fancy interactive system. That's why I'm okay with this so far. I'm okay with the way this looks. I've actually, and also I've improved the resolution, so now I'm actually way more happy with the way it looks. Sway or Hyperland. Hyperland comes up. That's fair. I mean, in comparison to GNOME or Mate 2.0, you think one of those is gonna actually scale to the level? Like, is it gonna be much of a difference at that point? What's my system info? Okay, I'm getting a lot of Hyperlinks, so it's gonna be a thing then. I will have to try Hyperlink on top of this, see how that tends to work out. Will I keep this setup? I really like the fact that it's working. I really like the fact that we're done. It took that extra time, but we figured it out and we learned how to manage the system. NVIDIA's working. Amazing. I didn't think I was gonna get here today. I thought I was gonna have to do this for another like 3 hours, 4 hours outside of stream to get this set up. So I'm happy where this is. Mm, where's the log monitor? Where's the monitor? Not the log file. Power statistics? No. What the heck was it called? Proton Tricks is installed. Down. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you guys are talking Hyperlink pretty often. I'm gonna have to research into it. I think if it's that much of an impact on your lives in that case scenario. What's Heroic Games Launcher? Oh, is that from what? What's that? Oh, it's the Wine System Manager. Oh, I love wine. You have a heroic system. Um, I forgot what the monitor was called. Something monitor. I want to see how much processing it's taking up right now. Play keyboard system info, power management. Oh, it's a mates. It's mate system. Oh, wait, did I miss it? I thought I saw that somewhere. Hold on. That is one thing I'm not very. I like Linux Mint Cinnamon for the case scenario that I can search it. I'm very. I mean, I can kind of mess with this. I can also install GNOME Do and all this other stuff. Mate system monitor. There it is. Hmm. It is my CPU. That's great. Where's my GPU? Hmm. Not directly integrated, huh? No. Not gonna show me GPU. I have to do like a special GPU monitor or something. Hmm. Anyway, great success. We had a rough ride, but a pretty decent climax, I must say. We got to a specific point where I almost fell apart at the end. Mission Center? Mission Center? Mission Center. Is that something already installed? Did you see it, or am I gonna have to work with extra stuff? Because I'm not gonna go any further than what we have right now. Mate, oh, there's a terminal for Mate. I should have used this. Well, actually, technically, am. Oh, GPU. Oh, it's finding it. All right, disk swap. Oh, that's a pretty cool little interface here. Is it updating me on my GPU usage? No. GPU 2. AMD. Okay, so there's my AMD processor. There's my GeForce, NVIDIA. Memory swap disk, GPU V. What's my VRAM? No VRAM indicator. There's things I can do to get that, but at this point, yeah, Mission Center is probably going to be the one that I'm going to go for. Okay, mission success. We had a rough ride, but that's what all adventures are about. We experience things to learn and light some fuses sometimes and just say things into the air that someone might hear at some point in time and just, go a little crazy. But actually, great success. I modified the script I mean, it's not a script, it's just like a command, but I modified the 1.2 was a decent modification. It looks like it's fitting better. I mean, it's still not. Hold on, let me see if I can get the bottom bar. If I do 5. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see the bottom bar. It's a little funky. No, it's all right. Wait, I can't see the bottom bar. No, I can't see it. Hold on. I think we're mishmashing these outputs here. You can see it and I cannot. Interesting. Maybe 1.3. I think the 1.2. I think that value that you gave me was 0.333 backwards. So that was 0.833 would be 1777. Let me see if that'll adjust it correctly. Maybe there was an adjustment to the no. Maybe 2777. I don't think so, but let's see. Wait. Oh, wait, 2 is way too much. Oh, wow, that actually looks like a huge desktop, and that's not going to work out. Hold on. I was right the first time. I don't know why I did that dyslexia in my brain. Hold on. Kind of match like so you can see the bottom bar and I can see the bottom bar and we can see the bottom bar together, but it doesn't look like it's seeing it yet. We'll do 3 again. Nope. Still not. Maybe 3777. I trust in your percentage. I do. Something about the 0.83 did make sense, but I'm thinking that potentially it doesn't now. Maybe. I'm getting there. I see it. You see it. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. 3-3. Oh, no. Whoa. Hold on. 3-3. 3-3. 1/3. And I see it, and now you see it. Okay, so this will be an ideal case. It's actually projecting exactly what I'm seeing. I can see my bottom bar. You can see my bottom bar. It's not, that's actually perfect. 1.33 is a perfect resolution match to the duplicate screen. Oh, my goodness. Well, that was fun. I'm going to save that command. I have already. I'm just going to change the little one. Did I have to change EDP0, right? EDP. I do have to change those. It was the EDP0 and the HDMI 0. Remember, computers start counting from 0, not from 1. And then the EDP scale was 1, 1, which is very weird. 1-1. And mode 1920, scale 1.3. Scale 1.3. Okay, so that's gonna be EDP 0, scale 1, 1, mode. Oh, I took out the mode? I did take out. No, mode is. Oh, I changed mode to 1920. That's true. Change mode to 1920 by 1080 because I wanted to keep the natural resolution of my screens. And then scale it 1 to 1 with the output HDMI 0, which is that screen with same as EDP 11. I'm not sure where that came from, but mode 1920. Oh, there's two modes. Why do I have two modes? I don't need two modes. Output EDP 0. Output. Yeah, I don't need two modes. Okay, so that should be all right. Now I got the command to work with that without having to fart around with it too much. And appreciate you guys coming in. This was fun. Honestly, troubleshooting computers is a fun thing for me. I don't know why. It's just the fact that things don't work the way they should, and I know there's a way that they can. And we've spent 3 hours together, and holy crap, thanks for joining and staying with me for so long. I'm done. I'm spent. I'm gonna go play some Minecraft with Leopard. He's been waiting for me for the last 2 hours, poor kid. Uh and he wants to do some mods. That's why I play Hytale. I started playing Hytale a lot more lately because I really do like this whole feel that it's giving for like an updated version of what Minecraft was. Like when the first Minecraft came out, it had this feel to it. And now it's kind of dead because Minecraft hasn't done too many good updates. They're introducing frogs and tadpoles instead of like any particular set of cool updates to the system. Um, but anyway, I'm gonna go do that, and I'll probably play some Hytale later because one of my friends is also waiting for me to play Hytale with them. It's gonna be a mix today. I'll be actually pretty active today, so it's a Sunday. It's a good day. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.